Hello, it's JDCake here with another video. Now this week, you will not be getting Ocarina of Time Part 5. Instead, you'll have to wait till next week. Instead, you'll have a different video. This video, well, it needs a little bit of background story. That is, it is newly pretty much 2020 when I'm recording this, about halfway through February. And all the gaming channels on YouTube at the start of 2020, end of 2019, created their normal top 10 games of the year, whatever. But since it was also the end of 2019, which is the end of the 2010s, end of a decade, they made the top 10 games of the decade. Now, people might be a little bit late on this, because this is technically the top 10 games of the decade, but it's twisted in a little bit of a different way. Now, that way is the fact that I might be a little young. No, I might be a bit young. And I've been playing games forever. I've actually been playing games for about the past 10 years. The past decade. So, the past my top 10 games of the decade will be the top 10 games of all the games I played since I've started playing video games. But the thing is, there's so many games I like that came out not during this past decade. So, I thought, since 10 years is a pretty short time, I would just do my top 10 games of all time. Now, this video will be my top 10 games from 10 to 1. And for each game, I will describe how I came upon the game, what the game's about, and why I like that game, and why I put it there. Now, let's get into it. Number 10. At number 10, we have A Link to the Past, part of the Legend of Zelda series. Now, the reason I put this here is because it is my favorite Legend of Zelda. I won't have any other Legends of Zeldas on this top 10 list. And since it's my top favorite Legend of Zelda, there might be a question as to why. Well, let me first start off saying the Legend of Zelda games that I have played, which are the original Legend of Zelda, a Link's Adventure, the Link's Awakening remake, this one, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, as you can see in my sort of videos on the channel, and a bit of Breath of the Wild. Now, I own a Nintendo Switch, and that might be a crime to not beat in Breath of the Wild, but we're just going to skip over that. Anyway, I like this one the most is because I just have something that I really like about the Super Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. And I think they just, developers on the Super Nintendo just really, perfected, the art of a game. Not saying anything on the normal NES was not good, or anything before that even was not good. I'm just saying that's when they perfected it, at least for home console. And I just think the music in all these games are great. The gameplay, the story. That's for stories, if they had stories, sort of were there with text boxes because they had enough space on the cartridge. Just put it all out there. And so, how did I come upon a Super Nintendo game in the 2010s? Well, I own a Nintendo Switch, as you could see from my game collection video. And I have Nintendo Switch Online, which has NES and SNES games. on it. One of those games for the SNES is A Link to the Past, and that's how I played it, along with a lot of other games. So, A Link to the Past is basically your Link, savior of Hyrule. You wake up in a stormy night, Princess Zelda's kidnapped, and you defeat Ganon. Pretty much a normal thing, but it's just perfected 16-bit glorious gameplay, and that's why I love it. Now, it must be time to go on to number 9. Number 9, Super Mario World. Another great Super Nintendo game. I also came upon this game in the same way I came upon A Link to the Past, through the Nintendo Switch Online app on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Super Mario World was by far not even close to my first Mario game, or even 2D Mario game. That would have to go to New Super Mario Bros. DS. But the reason that I like it so much is, like, it just sort of messed with me. Like, yeah, you have the ghost house where you have, like weird ways that you have to finish the level. But, like, I felt like the other half, the last half of the game, which I played through, I didn't really do any skips. It just was all that and more. And, like, it was like a puzzle, and I felt, like, very good about solving it. And it was a great game on top of that. And it's Mario. Mario's just such an icon. It's just the best. Okay. Number 8. At number 8, we have Kirbys Superstar for the Super Nintendo. Another Super Nintendo game. Kirby is one of my favorite characters, which is a little odd, because Kirby is seen as a very easy video game. But ever since, for some reason, I started making him in Smash, even though Kirby is considered one of the worst characters, I don't really care. I just like playing as Kirby. Anyway, I started to get into Kirby games, and I came upon Kirby's Superstar just like I came upon the previous 2 games on this Nintendo Switch Online Super Nintendo app. Now, the question might be, why did I put Kirby's Superstar in front of Kirby's Dream Land 3, which is also on the Super Nintendo? Well, Kirby's Superstar is a collection of 8 different games. Some of them are quick mini games like Gourmet Race, but some of the other ones are pretty much full-on games. It's just really good. It just has a variety of games to play to fit what you like. And also, who doesn't like to go play a little round of Gourmet Race against King Dedede and jam out to the Gourmet Race theme song? Okay, number 7. Now, number 7 is the first non-Super Nintendo game on this list, and that is Punch-Out! Now, I came upon Punch-Out! In the NES Nintendo Switch Online app. Now, I just like Punch-Out! Because it's a sports game I can really get behind. The control just feels so solid for a pretty old game. It's just great. And not only that, it just, you feel so accomplished when you beat a opponent. Now, the question might be, why did I not choose Super Punch-Out!, which I've also played on the Nintendo Switch Online app? I just didn't, the reason is, I just didn't really like Super Punch-Out! It just didn't feel, like, accomplishing, and controls weren't the way that Punch-Out was. So, didn't really enjoy it as much. Okay. Number 6. At number 6, we have FZero. Another Super Nintendo game found on the Nintendo Switch Online app. FZero might be my favorite type of car racer. I might even like it more than Mario Kart. Now, the reason I like it is because it has great music and fast-paced action. In Mario Kart, the items always are prohibiting you from making it pure skill. The items are there to make the game more fair, to give it an enjoyable experience for everyone. But when it's a one-player game, you don't have to worry about that. It's all about pure skill. And you're going super fast, and just the super fastness of it just gives it like a different kind of game from normal standard kart racer. Number 5. And number 5, we have Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga for the DS. Now, this might be a little odd one. A Lego game. That doesn't really fit with what the past 5 games were. Well, this game, I grew up playing on my DS. I like this game because it's just a great game. It's a great adaptation of the original 6 Star Wars films. And I can still go back and play it and enjoy it and beat it. Yeah, it's a pretty easy game. But still, it's really fun. I played this on the DS. First one not on Nintendo Switch Online on this list. But I just really like it. Number 4. At number 4, we have Mario Kart DS. Now, you might be wondering, didn't I say that I like the FZero style game more than even Mario Kart? Well, yeah. But the reason I put a Mario Kart game higher is because just so many fond memories I got from Mario Kart. It was my second game after New Super Mario Bros. DS that I ever owned. And I just love it so much. All the music tracks are great. It has great racing mechanics. And even though, technically, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a better game in almost every way. And it's also portable, just like the DS version. I just like Mario Kart DS. And when I was a little kid, I didn't even know there was mission mode. Or battle mode. I just played the Grand Prix. And I still love the game so much. Okay. Number 3. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, you might think it's a little weird if you saw my second video, I think it was, on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where I said it was my favorite game ever, and I gave it some score of 10 that I said I would only give to my favorite game. Well, the reason it's now number 3 is because my views on the game have changed. Not to say I dislike it any more than before, it's just that there's games I like more than it now. And now I realize that my favorite games list is subject to change. I played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, obviously, on the Nintendo Switch, the only place you could play it. And I just like it. The character roster, it's more like a lot of my favorite games have representation. Both, looking at my list, the only game that doesn't have representation in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, in this list, is Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, which does not have representation. But all the other ones have actual main characters playable in the game, which is pretty cool. and it's just a great game overall. Okay, number 2. Number 2, we have Final Fantasy VII. Now, coming upon Final Fantasy VII was different than most. Most people who like it nowadays played it when they were a child on their PlayStation 1s in the 1990s. I came upon it differently. Now, I'd always heard about Final Fantasy VII being a good game from videos online, but I never really played it. Then, that's when I had a bunch of money from Christmas one year on Nintendo, and it was all Nintendo eShop gift cards. And I saw it in the store, and I pre-ordered it, so I would not spend money on anything else. And I got, during spring break, I got Final Fantasy VII. And I could not put it down. It was a great game, even though I played it on Nintendo Switch, which it was not originally meant for. I still love it so much. Love the characters, and I can't wait for the remake. Now, I might not like it as much as somebody else, but that's because I haven't really been able to sit back on my enjoyment in the series. So, maybe in the future, I'll love it even more. Number 1, Persona 5. I came upon this game in a different way than the rest of the series. So, Joker was announced in Smash, but I didn't really think anything of it. Then, my friend decided to get the game for Christmas, and I went over to his house, and it was so fun. But I couldn't play it because it was not on PlayStation 4. But about a year later, I finally got a PlayStation 4, and now I could play Persona 5. And it was so good. I love the characters. It's actually similar to why I like Final Fantasy VII. Turn-based. I love this turn-based. I don't know why. I like it more than action or tactical. I just love turn-based RPGs. And plus, it has good story. I just love the game. Okay. I think that's going to be it. And so, that was my top 10. Thanks for watching. I guess if you have any comments, leave it in the comment section. And the like and subscribe, I guess. And that would probably be it. Okay. Thanks for watching.